If you don't get it right now, some point in your life you will. Trust me. Did you know that anyone can learn Reiki? You don't have to be gifted, you don't have to be born with it. Really, anyone can learn Reiki. Hello! How nice of you to be here and sharing this moment. I think there are actually two kinds of people, two groups of people. The first group is that you're born with the gift of energy, so you understand it from an early age. You know it, that you have it. And the second kind is a kind that is not born with it, but will understand it at some point in their lifetime. Then there's no third category, only these two. So if you don't get it right now, some point in your life you will. Trust me. I was the kind that thought, yeah, that's for you, not for me. If you think you understand energy, if you think you can see things and feel the energy, fine, but not for me. But look at me today. I'm right here talking to you about Reiki, energy healing. So really, anyone can learn Reiki. You do not have to be gifted. You don't even have to trust your instincts. Instincts is something that you already have. It's just you have to listen to it. So you don't have to know anything, but you will be able to grow this practice once you get attuned. So today I want to share a little bit about my Reiki journey, how I got into it. And I actually think for the group of people who don't get the energy healing, like who are not born with it, for them in their lifetime, at some point a switch will go on and then you will understand energy. I just mean to say things that science cannot explain. And there are so many things in this world, right? Eventually this energy thing will also be explained. It's just science is behind. That's what I think. Okay, so going back to my story, it's my mother who began Reiki. She learned Reiki because she needed to heal herself. And because it was so effective for her, that obviously she wanted to do on her family and others. And also in the initial times when she had begun to do, she needed somebody to practice on. So obviously, who better than her daughter to practice on? So I was her guinea pig. And how can I say no to my mother? Nobody ever says no to their parents, right? So even though I didn't feel anything and I didn't think it was doing anything for me, I never said no. I continued to receive Reiki. And so many incidences happened now that I look back, that of course that happened because I was receiving Reiki. Sometimes it was in person when I was with my mother, and other times I was in Canada and my mother was in Japan, so she would send me distance healing. And yeah, now that I look back, so many things coincide with the times that she was sending me distance healing, or I actually received healing from her in person. And even when I received healing in person from her, I would not feel any tingling sensation or anything like energy is going through, but my physical body would react after that and do what it needed to do to relieve my pain. So it worked, but I didn't know then, and I was skeptical because I could not feel it, and that was so frustrating. Anyway, then when I returned to Japan, I got involved with Japan Reiki Association in the capacity of a translator. I translated their textbooks into English, and because I did the translation and I would have conversation, I felt like I understood Reiki pretty well in my head. But because I could not feel it, it was, again, every time the conversation would come up, for me to learn Reiki, I would say, nah, it's not for me. I'm happy. I'll continue to translate as much as you want, but I'm not gonna learn it. It's not for me. And then we went to India on a goodwill tour. We visited this village to talk about Reiki and kind of, give the villagers some Reiki experience. And it just, I think spontaneously, the way we were sitting, I was in the center, and around me there were villagers, Reiki practitioners. Spontaneously, I think we just held hands, and there was a huge outdoor Reiki circle formed. I was in the middle. And that's when my switch went on, and I felt the energy. I felt Reiki. It was like, this is what everybody's talking about. And of course, after that, there's no going back. So after that, I learned Reiki properly, got attuned properly, and went on to become a Reiki master teacher with the Japan Reiki Association. And here I am, talking to you about Reiki. So that is my Reiki journey. And how has that affected me? Before Reiki and after Reiki, has anything really changed for me? Well, when I actually first became a Reiki master teacher, I think I was still a little bit of a skeptic. I could, of course, feel the energy, but I still wasn't very sure that that was really it. And how my life has moved after that, it's really been very easy. Like one thing after the other has happened. And one of those things is meeting my husband. I met him at our salsa class. The salsa class is something I would never have done before Reiki. But after learning Reiki, coming back to Toronto, I said to myself, I have to do something out of my comfort zone. I have to get out there. And so I ended up with this salsa class that my husband also attended. And I'm saying I ended up with, but actually it's the force of energy, the Reiki energy that directed me to go to this particular salsa class, that he was there. To be honest, before I began recording this, I was like really mad. In fact, for the last few days, I have been really short-tempered and getting angry, and all I've been saying is, don't. If you have kids, I think you understand what I'm trying to say. I've been yelling at my kids, and I am not at all the kind of person who yells or gets angry. But really, kids drive you crazy. And so what do I do in moments like that? I breathe. And I go to my Reiki practice. I have been doing self-healing. I have been going to my own meditation that I recorded on this channel, listening to them, and really doing a little extra of the Reiki practice and remembering to be mindful. But I kind of had a feeling that once I began to record this, talk more about Reiki, my mood is going to change. And see, at the end of it, I am just so wonderful. I think tomorrow is going to be a beautiful day where I will not be yelling at my kids. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you haven't subscribed, please do. Don't forget to click the notification button as well, because you will want to know when our next video is coming up. Thanks again. Bye for now.